Back at it for another episode of the Blind Banana C Show. I'm your host, C Note, the official blind stepper, the voice of the disables, and I'm here with
Hot Wheels, the biggest voice of the disabled. Fucking team talking about, because you gotta change that shit up now. I'm here now to stay.
Oh, okay.
And
This is not a disabled podcast, even though you got your two disabled heroes on it. And we got somebody special. You seen him on this podcast before. This man don't need no introduction, but we still gonna introduce him. My brother Smart, the smart guy. What's going on, brother?
Oh man, chilling, man. Just taking it easy, taking it one day at a time.
Taking over the platforms.
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say just being, diligent and consistent with getting information out to, our people.
Nah, you definitely been doing
You know, and making sure that we're knowledgeable about all the opportunities that we have. We are prepared for all the adversities that's to come, and we're grateful that we have the strength, the resources, and the superiority to overcome the adversities that's might be possibly in the way, and just being present and being grateful, right? And I think it's very, very frustrating sometimes to see where we are as a whole, right? And we've been through so much, right? We've been through so much of slavery, racism, the system, media, bad business, and we still just, take it on the chin and keep going.
right.
So if I can be, part of the solution, if I can be one of the ones who, delivers the information that we need to make a better future, then I think that's just what I'm being called to do now, and I'm very, very passionate about it. And one of the things I want to touch on too, with you guys having a podcast, is understanding the two deals that's available to you guys as podcasters. You have a audio deal, and then you have a visual deal. So you might get an audio deal from iHeartRadio, and then you might get a visual deal from Netflix, Amazon, TikTok TV,
Yeah.
IGTV, and this is how you structure the business model for your podcast, and then you get your ad revenue from your audio, the audio version of your podcast, and then you also get ad revenue from the visual advertised ad revenue for your podcast.
Came in dropping jewels.
Don't tell everybody now.
Came on to drop jewels to grow the podcast.
No, we appreciate that.
Definitely appreciate
What would you say motivated you to start trying to, uplift, because you're not trying, you're doing uplifting our people as a whole and being a motivational speaker and helping everybody out? What made you start doing that? And how old were you?
I don't know. I don't think I actually made the decision. I've always been, I think, to a certain extent, rebellious, fearless, and funny. Wolf was telling me that I see the new Math Hoffa episode. When I first came on the show, I was speaking from a place of experience and passion, right? Like, I'm not selling my soul. I'm not gonna, do anything. I'm not gonna partake in any homosexual activity for a bag,
Yes.
right? And it just went viral, and I realized indirectly the necessity for my voice,
Because it's people made you seem like you were wrong for that comment, when it's like, that's not. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, well, again, that kind of like spearheaded, what I'm doing now. I mean, I've always spoke, optimistic, positive, because I had to do that to myself.
Yeah.
I didn't have any, support system. I didn't have a mother. I didn't have a father. I didn't have people in my life to give me any inspiration.
So you grew up without a mother and a father?
1,000,000%.
Yes.
Okay, so you were in the foster.
Yeah. I mean, my mom's lost me about 5, but before then, my mom was abusing me, beating on me, getting high. My father was never around, and you know, I always had to. I mean, I always was a fighter, right? And the only one thing I think my family, my aunt, to be specific, did for me was my little brother was getting in a fight in the projects. Kid was bullying him. He was literally beating him with a dead bird, like a pigeon, right?
A dead bird.
Swear to God, you can't make this shit up. It's funny, right? So I'm
Crazy.
on the other side of the park playing basketball. These two girls come and get me, say, "Hey, yo, your brother's fighting. Your brother's fighting." So I would go on the other side. The kid's older than both of us, bigger than both of us. Pause, and then my brother is like looking like scared, like he's like, "Yo," I'm like, "What the fuck happened?" I can see the bird is in the kid's hand, right?
Ew.
So I try to fight him. He's, you know, he beats me up, whatever.
With the bird, the same bird.
No, I didn't get him with the bird.
I'm about to say 2 birds, one
God
stone.
damn.
You know what I mean? You know, he threw the bird down and you know, and started punching on me. And so I started crying and went upstairs, and the two girls brought me upstairs to my aunt. And my aunt asked me, "Hey, which eye did he punch you in?" And I pointed to the eye he punched me in, and she punched me in the other eye.
Oh.
Damn.
And she was like, "Yo, you know, either you're gonna fight him or you're gonna fight me." And it was just like, yo, what? I never even fathomed or even fight you. What? Fuck. And I just go back and ride down in the elevator.
And you got back, you went back and forth.
Yeah, and I got beat up again. And my aunt came downstairs. She smacked him and said, "Now go get your mother." Because my aunt was very
She like that.
Yeah. And his mother came back, and once she seen it was my aunt, she was like, "Nah, I'm cool." She apologized, whatever. And I think that was something that always stuck with me. Like you no matter what, you're gonna have to defend yourself. You're gonna have to stand up for yourself. You're gonna have to fight.
So do you feel like that helped you or hindered you? Because a lot of Black men get to, like, they're told, don't cry, don't be soft, don't do you feel like that helps Black men, or do you feel like that hurts them? Because a lot of Black men complain about it as they get older and say they need therapy for it.
Well, self-resilience and self-resilience or self-reliance and empathy and nurturing is situational. And there's moments where you need to be tough as a man, right?
Agree.
And there's moments where you need to be allowed vulnerability, but not at the expense of your masculinity, not at the expense of your leadership. And when you have a great relationship with God, God will always refill you and replenish you.
Amen.
So the thing about it is us understanding our roles, the woman's role, the man's role, and how the woman, through that role of wisdom and balance and unconditional love, she's able to nurture that man and point him in the direction of God. And then through that relationship with God, he's able to feel strong and invincible. God is the, you know, is the great replenisher.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? So I think in that scenario for me specifically, I think what it did was it didn't allow me a moment to retreat in the face of adversity. So even today, I don't feel that.
You never back down.
I don't feel that thing, right? Of, yo, this is something that's insurmountable or I can't overcome it. Right? And then it gave me a point of reference, which is something I use to make a mantra for myself. When you feel overwhelmed, think about what you overcame. When I feel overwhelmed, I think about what I overcame, and I overcame a lot. So I don't feel that I don't lay in defeat.
You don't wallow in self-pity.
I don't allow myself to, something's gonna go off. A mechanism in me is gonna go off.
Just I'm like, okay, like that moment. So
I get up and fight. And I feel like that situation was part of my foundation.
That's what started making you box and stuff, getting into
No, being in the system. I mean, you know, being in the system, being in group homes. Yeah, being in, you know, Rikers Island, DFY, juvenile, right? Like everything you fighting. You fighting for your sneakers, you fighting for your phone, you fighting for your cookies, you fighting for the telephone time.
Fighting for your life.
Yeah.
So when you were incarcerated, did you ever feel yourself like preaching to people, like speaking life into other brothers that were there?
Nah, that's some movie shit, man.
Niggas, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you
Yeah.
N-word.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
no, you just surviving. I mean, you're gonna either be aggressive or deeply focused on self-development, or there's a balance of both. Because solitude creates envy. So when you're in prison and you separate from everybody else, it's gonna always be that person.
They want to know why the monkey.
They want to just challenge you. There's just gonna be some type of a, issue, and you're taught, because it's a culture to mind your business in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? So you mind your business. I'm not trying to stand on a soapbox in prison and say, hey, we shall overcome. That wasn't the case. I just spent a lot of time developing myself, studying so I could get my GED. I got my GED in prison. Worked on my stuttering habit, worked on my speech impediments, worked on increasing my attention span, right? And dealing with childhood traumas given to me by my parents.
While you were incarcerated, how long were you incarcerated for?
Some time.
What's some time?
Yeah, I don't. You know what I mean?
Previous episodes, he definitely been through the system.
Yeah. I mean, I try to leave that alone.
Oh, you talking about multiple times? It was multiple times.
No, I did a bit. No,
you did, yeah.
But I try not to get into the. We got to be careful because anything with I never did nothing fruity.
Yeah.
And I never told on nobody.
Amen.
But in terms of like I'm learning now to stay too much away from my criminal past.
People glorify that.
No, people you get pulled into indictments for shit that you don't need to be pulled into.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I try to just
because once they see you out and you making it and stuff, they want to pull you back.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to be.
20 years ago.
Yeah. So
he's changed. He's not the same person.
Nah, definitely. Yeah.
But that's good that you utilize that time to make yourself better, rather than where a lot of people, they let the system break them down and mold them into a whole nother being than when they went in. But we have a couple of questions for you.
Before we even get, I like that when I'm overwhelmed, I think about what I overcame.
Yeah,
I'm about to start using that. I like
it works.
And you have an affirmation that you've been teaching people.
A mantra, right?
Yeah, how you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. Also, recently I got a new one. Only think about what you want. Forget about what you don't want. Never speak about what you don't have.
Only think about what you want. Forget about what you don't want, and never speak about what you don't have.
Never speak about what you don't have.
Oh, that's powerful.
Because that's ungrateful. If you do.
No, I mean it's a distraction, right? So you being grateful is important. Having gratitude, right?
Yeah.
But only think about what you want, because in order to acquire what you want, you have to be intentional about it. Only think about what you want. If you want to have whatever that is, you have to actively be moving and working towards it.
It has to become a lifestyle.
Forget about what you don't want, because what you don't want, you don't want it.
Yeah, so
why even give it any type of energy?
Yeah.
And if you think about what you don't want, you got enough power in your thought processes to bring that into your life. So you don't think about
manifestation.
You forget about what you don't want. And then you never speak about what you don't have because you just don't have it.
I gotta start taking notes. This is a lesson over here.
Right?
Like that.
So you don't have it. So you never speak about what you don't have because you don't have it.
Yeah.
If everything you need, you already have. Right?
So
and
be grateful for that.
If you want it, a lot of times that want versus what you need is just a catalyst or a vehicle for escapism. You're just using your wants to keep you away from the accountability or the responsibility to apply what you already have. And through the application of what you already have, you have the opportunity to get what you want still. But if you focus on primarily what you want versus what you already have, then not only are you not being grateful, but you're not utilizing the resources and tools that you have. And then you're worrying about something that you don't even have.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even benefit you at all. Yeah. So, so I say only think about what you want, forget about what you don't want, never speak about what you don't have.
Yeah. And people that's home watching that, rewind it, because we all should be living by that.
And I feel like as two disabled people, we do pretty well with that.
But I wouldn't say disabled. I mean, I think
that word, honestly.
I think so. Not to point your wisdom, but I feel like I would find a revision
I call myself handy capable, but
I will revise it, right? Because everything is, think of it like dials, right? So if this dial is if the dial of the lower part of your body is turned down, there's something else that's turned up,
yeah, my brain definitely turned up.
right? There's certain things that are activated, right? That you're using more of,
Yeah.
right? So I would be mindful of you know, taking on certain attributes about yourself or speaking certain attributes about yourself,
Yeah.
right? And being grateful for the things that you actually have. And remember, right? Only think about what you want, forget about what you don't want, never speak about what you don't have.
Oh, that's true.
So if I don't have the ability to walk, why am I speaking on it? If I don't have the ability to see, why am I speaking on it? If I don't have the ability to fly like Superman, why am I speaking on it? Right? If I don't have the, the ability to fucking sing like, Michael Jackson,
Why am I speaking?
why am I speaking on it?
That makes sense.
Right? Only think about what you want, forget about what you don't want, never speak about what you don't have. And the more you are a practitioner of not speaking about what you don't have, the more your gratitude and appreciation for what you do have, you will watch it increase. And then that hyper focus on what you already have, it elevates you to a level that you won't even be aware of. So this is why we say only think about what you want, forget about what you don't want, never speak about what you don't have.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like the way you put it that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Let's get into these questions.
Okay. Well, this is a hot topic right now, but everybody's talking about it. So, how do you feel about Black people glorifying the death of Charlie Kirk?
Well, I think it's a reaction, right?
Yeah.
I think we're so we're conditioned to care more about the lives of our oppressors versus the lives of us. And I think it can possibly be a form of poetic justice for that situation, that unfortunate death. So even though we're not happy, that we shouldn't be happy that the person died,
Yeah.
but we're not sad that they're gone.
Gone.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
That's true.
Not sad that you're gone. I'm not happy that you died.
But I'm not sad either.
I'm not sad that
I'm
you're
not
gone.
gonna mourn you.
Because your purpose, your life work, the energy that you put in
was negative.
Was negative towards our people, was insensitive. So a lot of times, when we talk, and someone who likes to be a master manipulator, right? And you're having debates on a large platform with people who are ill prepared for the conversation. And so you're able to.
So you look like you're smart and you're able to.
You're sounding smart to someone.
Someone stupid.
Not stupid.
Not stupid, but someone
unaware.
Yeah.
Uninformed or not properly prepared.
Yeah.
So when the late Charlie says, well, why don't you, slavery's been over for this amount of time, why aren't you guys doing for self? We've built over 100 cities that were burned to the ground by white lynch mobs and white supremacist groups in the Klan, right? Central Park was a village owned by us. I think it was called Seneca. You can fact check this.
Yeah,
too.
no, I did my research.
Right. So Central Park, right? In I want to say Louisiana, right? There was two towns they built 100 years apart, and they polluted the water, right? And then used that as an excuse to condemn the town, make it a buffer zone, push out all the residents, displace them, and then clear up the polluted water and then take over and reclaim the land, right? And there never was a uninterrupted period long enough for us to benefit from our self-reliance and doing for self. So when someone says, why don't you do for self? Well, we've built things that we didn't have the institutions to protect, and we relied on the government for protection. And when we didn't receive that protection, and those murderers weren't even prosecuted or brought to justice, right?
We gave up.
We not gave up, but there's a fear that's being instilled when you do for self. That's what being a martyr is about, right? And we still deal with the slave consciousness. Okay? So if you're a mother, right?
Yeah.
So if you smoke crack, right? Every single day and you're pregnant, you smoking crack, smoking cigarettes, and you give birth to a baby, what can we expect the baby to look like? The baby's gonna have some issues, right?
Yeah.
And then now that baby grows up born with these issues that you hereditary pass down to that child. And then that child grows up and nobody else mommy smoke crack but that child.
Yeah.
You only crack baby in the school.
Yeah.
Right? And then now you're being judged based upon
something your mother
with your
did.
mother,
right.
the choices your mother made.
And then you grow up confused. And then when you finally have enough awareness to be like, wow, it wasn't my fault. My mom did this to me. Now you're mad at your mom.
Yeah.
But what mommy couldn't properly articulate was she was chained up, held down, and forced to smoke crack. See? So the limitations that they accuse us of being unable to deal with, or the opportunities we have that they accuse us of not being capable of taking advantage of, are not even opportunities. And you talking about people who have a 400, 500 year head start looking at us like, and you're only in position because we worked and built this country.
Yeah, and
right?
they took credit for everything that we
right?
did.
So that's important. And so this is what I'm saying about I can't respect someone who's just flat out an idiot. He's an idiot. He was an idiot, right? So, and then the next point is what he said, blacks committing a bunch of crimes.
Yeah.
There's no other race in America that has committed more acts of violence than European men. And if you Google this and fact check, how many black men were convicted of murdering white people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And compare that to how many white men murdered black men.
Man,
Black people.
It's no number. No number good.
We could just start with one town. They killed 2,000 people in one town. We have not killed 2,000 white people in America to date, to this date. Yeah, we have not killed 2,000 white people.
I believe it.
No. It's not you. This is a fact. We have not killed 2,000 white people.
So why do you think it is?
In the whole existence of us being in America, we have not killed 2,000 white people, and they've killed millions. They've killed millions of us, only to have this. I don't know what to call them, right? Say that we're criminals, and we're violent, but the most violent people in America has been white men. Has been white people as well, right? So that's important to understand. And then also understanding, we talking about redlining, and then everybody likes to say, well, the black father is, not present when the government strategically removed trades out of schools, got rid of factory jobs, laid off so many black men, and at the same time pumped drugs into the community. Really broke up the financial power structure of black men.
Welfare to single mothers.
And single black mothers, and said, listen, if you want to receive money,
it can't be a man in the house.
It can't be a man in the house. Yeah. While at the same time, when white women fell on hard times, and when the white farmer wife fell on hard times, she wasn't required to make the husband leave the farm. Yeah. She was still able to receive subsidy from the government. Yeah. So you're talking about you're talking about architected destruction of our family, of the black family, right? So how I feel about this guy leaving, it you know, hey man.
Yeah, I feel like it's like it ain't.
So
I mean,
for
it's
that,
sad
a
the
lot
life
of
is gone,
people,
but it's not
a lot of
heavy in your
people
heart.
would counteract and say, "Well, why do you think? What is the justification of us being that you said a lot of black? You said something real. You said black people to this day haven't killed over more than it's less than 2,000 white people that we've ever killed, right?
Mhm.
So then why is it that we do it so much to each other?
Because we conditioned to do so, right?
Mm.
So you got to think. Goes back to Woody Lynch letter, Jim Crow laws, right?
Yeah.
So there's always something next, right? So you start with the plantation. You're on a plantation. We're gonna give you a religion that's not yours and tell you all the people that run the religion is white.
Mm.
We're gonna not allow you to read. You going to school, and he talked about I think it's called DEI, some shit,
DEI.
right?
Yeah.
That was only created because we were being attacked and not given opportunities. We couldn't even go to school.
We could be overqualified and underpaid.
Yeah, we couldn't even get the job because of how we looked. So these things were created to counteract racism. And what white people love to do with us is when we abandon what they created to counteract something that they created to hurt us, and we abandon that and say, fuck you, I'm gonna fight your ass. Now we're racist. No, we're not racist. We're playing defense.
So you don't think black people could be racist?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And we never were racist. It's not even in our nature. And we never imposed our will or tried to hurt somebody because of their skin color. Right? So, and I may be the wrong person to ask these questions because I don't give a fuck about white people. I'm not an integrationalist, right? I don't feel like I have to make white people feel comfortable with my uncomfortability that I go through due to being a black man living in America dealing with racism. Fuck them all. And I hope there's a day that we all wake up and realize that white people will never get out the way. White people will never take their foot off of our necks unless we take a machete and relieve them of their foot, right? Or their feet, right? And that's just what it is. And they don't have the power. Who the fuck do we think? Like, what? We're superior. It's more of us than them on the planet. It's more of us in the United States of America, everywhere. So we just have to only just understand that value of us. So the reason why we kill each other is because, look, they put race-specific chemicals in the drugs. In the weed, they put synthetic versions of prescription pills in the marijuana that creates bipolarism, schizophrenia. They put hormones in the food, right? Mm-hmm. Things that alter how we look, how we think, how we function, makes us aggressive, makes us paranoid. And now we're in a neighborhood where there's no resources, and that's just what it is.
And we're all
so what's the solution? So what's the solution?
Well, again,
like what could we do to change that? Because like you gave us some stats about the.
No, I was just so the reason I was just debunking everything. The late Charlie got shot in the neck.
Yeah, not definitely.
Oh my God.
Not here no more.
Yeah, not.
We was talking about. So I was just referencing everything, like saying, okay, slavery's over. Why you guys don't pick yourself up and do it? Well, we did. We built over 100 cities, and you came in and killed everybody.
And tore them down.
No. You killed everybody. You killed everybody first.
Massacred.
You know what I mean? And then you say, yo, well, why do we, why are fathers leaving the home? Well, you incentivize the black woman to have financial opportunities if the black man is not there. And then through your power, through government, you remove all the financial opportunities from the black man, make it harder for him to get housing, make it harder for him. So now I can't get housing unless I have good credit. What did I ever have credit? I never have credit. You make all these things, you make all these obstacles unattainable I mean, you make all these obstacles insurmountable. Like it's so hard for me to get over, but you make it easier for the woman. And then now there's a child on the way. So what am I saying? Now you're pushing me out, right? So it's just diabolical. And then you say, well, that happened then. Well, we can't even get vendors licenses. There used to be a white vendor, yellow vendor, and a blue vendor. You would go to the Department of Consumer Affairs, 42 Broadway, the 6th floor. You see all the Frank stands all over New York City. You see all the food trucks and stuff like that, right? A lot of all them Africans don't have no food vendors licenses. They don't have no permits to sell vendor on the street. They got to work for a Jew or work for a Chinese or work for an Arab. And when Bloomberg was the mayor at the time, he put a freeze on all the licenses you could get. So even when a brother said, you know what, I'm not going to sell drugs, I'm not going to commit crime, I'm going to make some t-shirts that says I love New York and go to Bowling Green and
still going to jail.
and you're going to jail. And you can't even but you can't even get, I know because I tried to get the license. That's why I know so much about the shit being frozen.
It's still like that to this day?
Yes. So when I got out of prison, I'm like, yo, let me, so even when you try to do for self, you still can't do for self. So when I'm listening to this guy, say all this bullshit, is frustrating. And then to see people be expected to give a fuck about a motherfucker getting shot is just you're trying to create this slave consciousness. Yeah. I don't give a fuck who's white and who dies. I got too many brothers that look like me and too many that just dying every day.
And they just be like, just another Negro
just another
well, just another recessive gone.
No, definitely. So like gentrification is big right now, all over. But in New York City, how can we take back our neighborhoods, our streets? How can we like snatch the gentrification out of our hoods and take over?
Yeah, because Brooklyn got it bad.
Yeah, got it bad. When you got white people walking through the projects,
and they're getting mad about
seen this before.
What's been going on because they're there.
Where do we start from? Like, where do we start at? Taking back over our neighborhoods.
Well, the first thing starts with mindset, right? That's what I say all the time, right? Like, you have to develop an impenetrable force field around your skull, around your mind, right? Mm-hmm. If there's no enemy on the inside, no enemy on the outside can ever do you any harm. So we have to stop looking out the window and start looking in the mirror and start creating affirmations and mantras. And we have to do things as a collective community. So cookouts, barbecues, spade tournaments. We have to spend time together without conflict. Mm-hmm. So we have to create a new mindset. We have to have, goals to increase or improve the quality of life in our neighborhoods. And then we have to do things together as community, as a neighborhood, as a society without conflict, and learn to coexist in the same space, in the same room together.
Do you think if there were more black politicians, more black people in the police field?
No. You can't.
That would help?
No. Because those people are part of a system that wasn't designed for our personal development or elevation. So we would literally have to create our own nation. You can't build your house in another man's backyard unless you plan on having a tree house or a dog house, right? So it's important for us to understand that we have to build our own nation, and the destination of that is Africa, right? Mm-hmm. We have the place to go. We're just conditioned not to go to the place that we have to go.
But even in Africa, there's a lot of white people ruling. Like South Africa is basically
that's one plot. That's one spot. You got a better chance. You're gonna see less white people in Africa than in Brooklyn.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, that those are good points, especially being that, like you said, it is already a system that wasn't made for us. It was made to go against
it. And then the first step is, our new overground railroad is not going to be built overnight, right? Yeah. So we had the underground railroad, which was clandestine and secretive, right? Mm-hmm. Now we're going to create an overground railroad, but it takes time, right? So don't worry about the end game. Worry about being present. How can I feel better about myself? How can I have mantras? How can I look in the mirror and love what I see, right? How can I become more knowledgeable on all the contributions that my people contributed to this world.
Yeah.
Right? And then take pride in that and use that as your reference to say, well, if Black women invented math, I can invent a financial plan to make my podcast ad revenue over $20 million. Yeah, I think I can, and I can, and I will, and I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Right? And then start to elevate yourself with this new mindset, and then connect with other people who share the same mindset that look like you, and then start small and keep growing, expanding. And then over time, we'll be where we need to be, and we'll have what we were born to have.
Which is our power.
Yeah, for sure.
And what do you think, what kind of man do you think Black women should be looking for in order to just, empower our race as a whole and do better?
Well, I think our women should be looking to themselves first. And you should be focusing on personal self-development. And because your role is wisdom and balance, right? Your role. So let's lay out some things what Black women are supposed to be doing, right? You're supposed to have wisdom.
Yeah.
So instead of you trying to figure out what lashes to put on, you should be trying to figure out what books to read, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to have empathy and patience. You're supposed to be a nurturer, right? So if you're not at peace with yourself, how can you create a peaceful situational environment for the men that you deal with?
That's true.
So you have to focus on meditation. You have to focus on breathing techniques. You have to focus on cognitive behavioral therapy, identifying what your negative thought patterns are and creating positive thought patterns. You have to understand the 3 phases of love. The first phase of love is informative. You're informing that man that he has to go to God and have a relationship with God. And prayer is not with his mouth, but is with his actions. Mm-hmm. And the actions that he takes becomes the prayer. And the answer to the prayer is the results he receives based upon the actions he takes, right? Mm-hmm. You're informing him. The second phase of love is unconditional, right? But you can't love him unless you love you. And if you don't know who you are, then how can you love what you don't even understand what right? Yeah. What it is, right? So you have to be living in the season of self-development, not living in the season of single, but living in the season of self-development. And then the last phase of love is tough love, which is accountability, but you can't have an expectation without a preparation. So how are you preparing this man to meet the expectations that you're setting for yourself and for the relationship, right? When you haven't even prepared yourself to be the best version of yourself. to be prevalent in this man's life. And you don't choose the man chooses you. But when you're chosen, what version of you is being chose? What version of you is this man receiving? Right? Is it an asset or is it liability? And you also need to increase your financial literacy, because what you bring to the table is the multiplication of that man's finances. What you bring to the table is the protection of that man's finances. What you bring to the table is your wisdom. You have psychic abilities and capabilities. So through those psychic capabilities, you're bringing foresight and intuition, right? And 10, 5, 20 years up the road warnings before it even happens.
Right.
That's what you're bringing to the table. Yeah.
Okay.
So he dropped some knowledge. So like we flip that around. As a Black man, what should we be looking like? How should we be going into a relationship with our queens?
He basically said it. You're looking for a woman
but I'm saying like the men
loves
have
herself.
No, that's a fact. But I'm saying as a man, what work do we have to do?
You got to get to God. Because God gives us revelation. The woman doesn't get the revelation like we do because it's not her responsibility. She's not responsible for leadership. We are.
Yeah.
So when we talk to God gonna answer our call, but he gonna send her a text message. She get a text message a little later. You know what I mean? God he gonna pick up on the first ring for us. He not answering for her. He gonna send a text message. Yo, yeah, God, what's up, man? Hit you right back. Talking to the man. I'm on the phone with the man. Hit you right back. BRB. Know what I mean? So you gotta have your relationship with God intact, and you have to utilize whatever religion you follow. You have to identify the tools for your advancement, the tools for your liberation, the tools for your personal development in that religion, right? And then you have to find something that is pleasing to God that God can give you provision. He can grant you provision, right? So if you don't have a stream of income, a job, something that you're working on, it doesn't have to be cookie cutter. It just has to be something that can produce. And if it can produce, God will grant you provision. And through that provision, what you're doing will produce in such a way that you're able to take care of yourself, your household, and your family. So we have to get right with God and stop going to women when we're supposed to go to God for.
Yeah.
Right? Because when you try to call the woman in the way you call God, she doesn't even have a phone. So she can't even answer the call. And she doesn't even have that phone. That phone doesn't exist. So you calling a number that's not real, looking for a network that don't exist. Huh?
Drop that game.
And the more you call her instead of calling God, you get so behind in the bill that, man, you can't even catch up. Now you too much. Now you got to file for bankruptcy, man.
So you feel like a lot of problems in relationships or Black households is that sometimes a lot of men look to women for guidance as opposed to us looking for guidance from them.
Yeah, because a lot of times, for sure, because the woman, see, the greatest soldier in a white man's army is the Black woman. So she's drunk off of the incentives that white men give you through corporate America, through government. She's drunk off that because she's able to utilize that in a way to be in a stronger position than the man. And because we're not taught,
I felt that one.
we're not taught,
Yeah.
and because we're not taught as men how to go to God, right? And every avenue that will lead us to God, the white man fucked it over. So now we're not in the position that we're supposed to be in, but it's by nature we want to be in that position. So now he's talking like he's the man, but he's not producing like he's the man. So now you don't want to listen because he's not producing, even though he's saying the right shit, but you can't respect him because you're producing or contributing more than he is. And you don't have enough empathy, wisdom to look at it and say, this is not right. And because you're not in your proper place, just because you're productive don't mean you're living in your purpose. It's a difference between being productive and living in your purpose. Yes, you're productive. You're taking care of yourself, but you're not living in your purpose. You're living outside of your purpose. So you're never going to be happy and you're never going to have peace. And if you're never genuinely happy and you never have peace, I don't care about them stupid ass vacations you going on. I don't care about the eyelashes you put on, the weaves you put on. I don't care about the coochie you lick, the dick you suck, whatever it is you got going on. You are not fucking happy because you're not living a life that a woman is supposed to live. And because you don't understand that no matter what shiny shit you have in your life, you are never going to be happy unless you're living the life that God designed you to live with the person God created you to live it with.
Amen.
Right?
You preaching today. I'm feeling this.
I know this off, but do you think as like Black people we can stand with
So hold on,
LGBT
and let me
everything?
no, but listen, let me get back to the.
I think it is canceled.
Let me get back to the thing. So now we have to create something that can produce, or get involved, indulge in something that can produce, and go to God for provision. Right? You say one prayer, God, please grant me provision. God, please grant me provision. So I put it out there. And then now that's the first phase of prayer. The second phase of prayer is I have to take action. I have to get into applying myself and troubleshooting and failing, but I have to fail faster. And then the time it takes for this thing to produce was the preparation that God made me go through so I can be prepared. I can be durable. I can have strength in a way due to all these failures. And then now I get provision. And then when I get provision, now it's lit. I'm doing what the fuck I got to do. See? Yeah.
So do you believe, he already asked you the LGBT.
He said no.
You said no very quickly.
Yeah, because we can't build a nation with our men dealing with men and our women dealing with women. We have to procreate. We have to have family structures, right? So, And homosexuality is is a tool in the toolbox of white supremacy because they utilize it to protect against white genetic annihilation, right?
Mm.
So I don't have to make a commercial and say, "Hey, you're a woman. Bleed, bleed, bleed." I don't have to force that down your neck.
Right.
You're gonna have your menstrual
every month.
Yeah.
right? It's nature,
Mm-hmm.
right? Not constructed nature to take you out of your true nature,
Right.
right? So yeah. Mhm.
Do you feel like, why do you feel like so many black men are so feminine these days?
Well, again, black men are tired. What the fuck we supposed to do? We shit. Nobody gives a fuck about us.
Mm.
Everybody's insensitive. Our women are so unaware. They can't take accountability. Our women are toxic and narcissistic.
They beat us down too.
Right? Then you got the white man over here. He like, man, fuck you. Then you got the white woman who will take a version of you sexually, but won't take the higher vibration version of you because genetically she cannot connect with you because you're superior. They're the recessive, we're the dominant. So this in their nature to be attracted to the dominance, but something in them malfunctions if you're truly being dominant and being truly who you are outside of the bedroom. So you got to water yourself down if you're going to deal with women of other races, right? But black men are tired, and they're tired. And it's a lot that you got to deal with directly, indirectly, spiritually, mentally, physically, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But if that's the case, then we could say black women are tired as well. We deal with a lot as well. It's not.
But it's not a comparison.
Yeah.
See, it's wisdom.
Yeah.
Right? Check this out. It's a bottle of water there, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If that door is locked shut and those windows are walls, right? Mm-hmm. And the only person is strong enough to open that door, on the other side of that door is the exit and there's 10,000 bottles of water. And we about to die of dehydration, right? What do you do with that bottle of water?
Share it. Wait, was that the wrong question? Answer. I said share it. What was the answer? You said if these windows is walls.
If these windows walls.
If these windows are walls.
And it's one bottle in here.
It's only one bottle of water, and the only person strong enough to open it is give it to the man? So that he can open it.
So rhetorical question. Whatever you just ponder on that shit.
What's the answer? I don't want to ponder. I can't look stupid on YouTube. What's the answer?
But that's what we deal with, right?
Right.
And right? Because our women are conditioned to be that way. So now it's like you share it, or most of our women are gonna drink the whole bottle.
No, I wouldn't.
I would think it.
No, listen. No, this is real. They're gonna drink the whole bottle and try to open the door and die next to that man of dehydration because you didn't have the appreciation, you didn't have the gratitude, you didn't have the humility, you didn't have the submissionness, you didn't have the level of submission to allow that man to be a man.
I get it.
Right? So we both died trapped in this funky ass room on this funky ass couch.
So the question is to give the man the water and let the man open the door.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the part 2 of my answer.
Pretty much the thing, let a man be a man.
So do you believe in interracial?
Absolutely not.
You feel like it's killing our race, watering it down? Do you acknowledge biracial kids as black?
Yeah, because we the dominant.
Yeah.
So if a black man have a baby with one of them whatever you call those things.
So nobody.
That baby's gonna come out looking like he got some chocolate in him. So again, we have to stop. See, we have to let go of our slave consciousness. They called us monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
So we trying to
time out. They called us monkeys. You ever see the lips on a monkey look like yours?
No.
Mm-mm.
You ever see the nose on a monkey look like yours?
No.
Who do the nose on the monkeys look like? Answer this question. Think about it. Who do the noses on the monkeys look like? Think about this.
I don't want to get canceled.
No, you're not getting canceled. This is just reality. This is what I'm saying. This is propaganda. Do monkeys have thin lips or thick lips?
Then
Who get hair on their chest? You see black men walk around with hair all over their fucking chest?
no.
Nah, I don't see that either.
So who are you talking about? Where did you get the notion or the gall to call me a monkey?
Yeah.
When you the real monkey.
A lot of people and a lot of black people choose to date lighter or go like even if it is a black person, they'll say like light is better and stuff like that because they're trying to make a light skin
When
baby.
and when in reality, if you want to be technical, the darker you are, the better because you got more
The
melanin.
black of the berry, sweet of the juice.
Right? No, not the sweet of the juice. Right? We talking about melanin. We talking about our brains produce neuromelanin, our pituitary glands. This thing's genetically, but because we not taught physiology, neuroscience, right? We not taught who we are. We don't know. We can't. How can you love what you don't understand or what you don't know?
No.
If you was taught that water was poison, and the poison was water, and every time you get thirsty, instead of you drinking the water because you think it's poison, you drinking the poison and you getting sick.
Yeah.
That's true.
And everybody else drinking the shit they supposed to be drinking, getting good.
Oh, so that I get what you're saying. That's like how they put like the Whole Foods and the Trader Joe's in the white neighborhoods,
white
and then they come
neighborhoods.
to us and they give us all these
We
other.
get Food Bazaar and Key Food.
We
and shit
get
like
the
that.
simple chains and stuff like that, the Popeyes and all that shit near us. They get
And you don't see no liquor stores. You don't see no liquor stores in them white people. You see wine. You see liquor stores in the ghetto, wine cellars in the burbs.
Yeah, nah, that's right about that.
Yeah.
And it's one on every other corner.
Yeah.
Then when they have the smoke shops, there's a smoke shop on every other corner.
Every block.
Then you see
Yeah, because
somebody
they put race specific biochemical weapons in the marijuana,
So
in
it
the
was
weed,
like that
and in the
movie,
alcohol.
Who Cloned Tyrone? You seen
I
that
ain't
one with
gonna-
Jimmy
I
Foxx?
that weed shit, I believe that shit because I ain't gonna lie. People are smoking and they just getting dumber.
Yeah, they said, and people are addicted to it. That's why I just stopped smoking weed because it's like I don't like anything to control me or have any type of control over me. So I was just like, yeah, and I don't like to be out of my body. I like to have my own common sense and to use my full brain. And I feel like I wasn't.
And it's brainwashed because it's like now you could go in the store, you could buy it, and I just see them smoke.
And people don't realize if it's getting cheaper, they're putting stuff in it to make it stretch, and they're spraying stuff.
$25 for 7 grams. It was never like that back in the days. And I see them smoking back after back. I'm like, damn, you just finished smoking? They smoking again. It's like
people will wake up, smoke, before they do anything. It's like a smoke, and that's how
some people can't go to sleep without smoking.
And I realized I was only smoking because I'm around a bunch of people. Then when I stopped smoking, I'm not around anybody anymore. It's just me.
Clear mind. They tearing us down.
My son literally told me, he was like, "Mommy, I'm so happy you stopped smoking weed." And when he told me that, and when he was able to identify that, I was like, "Yeah, thank God," because that means I was slow as hell. He was the smarter person in the room at that moment.
But it's like they definitely put these smoke shops in the hood to tear us down.
Everything.
Before I go to jail for selling weed, now I could go in the store and just buy it.
And now everybody's glorifying.
And it's cool.
Percocets, they're glorifying lean.
Yeah.
This is just the new age crackheads, if you think about it. And everybody wants to call a crackhead, but nobody wants to.
And all that.
They are fiends. Y'all are fiends. Y'all doing
Closer.
everything to put yourselves to sleep and not use your full brain and your full potential, and that's killing us off as well.
Burning yourself.
And then looking at people crazy calling it designer drugs. That is the most ignorant shit I heard. What the fuck is a designer drug? That's like when Whitney Houston said, crack is cheap.
Crack is whack.
Yeah, she said crack is cheap. I would never do crack. Whole time she was doing cocaine as if it's anything better. But yep, that's true. Anything to put it in the hood and make us look like how they portray us, even though we're not. And there's so many, like now we have the most black millionaires that ever existed, but that's not getting glorified. They'll just glorify everything that we're doing wrong rather than the positive. And then there are a lot of black marriages that are going on, successful ones at that. That's not getting glorified.
Or do you feel like it's being glorified? It's just we don't just celebrate it. We celebrate.
No, that's not.
negativity.
No, it's not being glorified. They'll put everything we do bad in the news before they put anything that we do good in the news. If it's something good about a black person in the news, it has to be like a charity event or something like that. It's nothing like that with successful rich black people like in the news. Think about it. Everything that we get is because, this person won a contest, or this sick orphan is like, you know what I mean? They put it out there and then make us look like we're so helpless. If you think about it, the propaganda is real.
It's fucked up, man. It's crazy.
But yeah, Wolf, did you have a question you wanted to add?
You know what? Actually, I do got a question, which is Brandon. You just said a minute ago you don't fuck with the interracial relationships, but you saying that a child of an interracial relationship, you can still consider that to be a black child.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You got like a white uncle, right?
I don't got a white
Hey, listen, check it out. Check it out. So it's important. So it's a couple, just some important things to be mindful, right?
Can I finish it real quick? Just real quick.
I got you, Wolf. Hold on. Let me just land. Let me land this plane real quick, right? Okay. So, we're the only ethnic group that was slaves here in America, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a deep rooted inferiority complex. So these are things that we still deal with because we were the only people that dealt with that Holocaust here, right? Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of fear, subconscious trauma, lack of belief, resentment, and constant negative reinforcement, right? We shouldn't see no more movies like Django and all this other stupid shit, right? You keep reminding us, right, of what you did to us, and you ain't do it to nobody else but us here.
I agree.
So that's the thing that affects us, right? And not only not given an economic base, but America made a relentless effort to dismantle the independent economic base that we tried to build for ourselves through all those towns and cities and Black Wall Street and stuff like that, right? Also, then when you fast forward in terms of not even passing executive orders or laws to protect us. So even if you want to argue, that happened years ago, we're still affected by it. Mm-hmm. But even in the current day, we didn't get reparations. We didn't get our own land. Everybody else got reparations, and every other race, they work together behind the scenes for power,
Jews
control, and structure.
Before
right?
we did,
That's
and
a
the
big
Holocaust
fact.
didn't even happen here.
So that's important. And then when the emancipation, what that shit?
Proclamation of
All
Emancipation.
right. We got freedom, but we didn't free where? Right? Because we got freedom and starvation at the same time because we didn't get the 40 acres and a mule. We were displaced. We had nowhere to go. And the Klan was still active and more active than ever. And whatever white group or white village or white town murdered us while being free, there was no repercussions for it. Okay? Yeah. And then when Lincoln was assassinated, the very next president reversed everything he put in play. Right? So that's important to be mindful.
I just heard that too on TikTok.
And then the next thing is understanding that when white people fought the British because there was a British Revolution, they didn't go to them white people and say white lives matter. They fought and killed them motherfuckers and battled and got into power and they fought for their freedom. So how can we expect the people that enslaved us to let us out? How can we beat them in a way that they didn't beat the people that enslaved them? Right? This is not about peace. This is about fuck you, let's get it popping, okay? Mm-hmm. So they taught us subconsciously to hate ourselves, always looking outside ourselves, always seeking validation. And then they use religion in a way to control us and to make us feel like outsiders in our own shit. Jesus didn't die for nobody's sins. Jesus died because he was challenging the white power structure. Jesus was African, okay? So when you think the reason why Martin Luther King died and the reason why Malcolm X died, that was the same reason Jesus died, because he was a practitioner of a system given to him from God that they called a religion, but it was a system inspired by African beliefs that he was using to wake up black people at that time to fight the white power structure. And because he was successful, they packed him the fuck up, okay? So that's important to understand. And then there's a void that we feel, but that void was created by white people. So we're expecting the motherfuckers that put a hole in us to fill us up. But they put the hole in there to begin with. Don't make no sense. And then we're now expecting the people that put us in our Holocaust to take us out of our Holocaust. That's like a Jew, a so-called Jew, telling Hitler, hey, could you stop gassing us? Hitler, please stop. He's going to turn the gas higher. Okay. Exactly. So that's important to understand. And then another thing I said with the pregnancy concept of if you inject drugs into the mother while she's pregnant, the baby is gonna have some complications because of that. So we have to understand, we have to study the past and the reactions that we react due to our past so we can understand why we do the things we do today because of what was done to our forefathers and our ancestors yesterday that still affects us today, okay? And if white people want us to stop talking about race and what happened to us, then they need to relinquish all the power that they acquired because of what their forefathers did to us. You're only in power because of what was done to us, and you use that as a catalyst to get into power. So if you want us to stop fucking complaining and being angry and playing the victim card, then give up all the money, give up all the buildings, give up all the land that you have, that you got due to slavery.
They not doing
Right?
that.
Or give up reparations and get the fuck out the way. So you're not gonna do that. And even if you did, it's still fuck you. It's still up. I'm still not gonna stop talking about what the fuck you cowards and you pigs did to us. Right? I'm almost done. I just wanted to get to run through this. And also understanding that policies were created to counteract racism. And all the policies that they created to counteract the shit that they created didn't work. So now when we like, yo, you said you was going to give us 40 acres and a mule. You ain't give us nothing. This is what you said. You said affirmative action. This is why I don't respect Charles. Well, he's gone now. But, this is why I'm listening to this idiot say this shit. You talking about D, whatever the fuck that shit is. That was created because they didn't want to hire us because we were not only overqualified, but through these positions, we will be able to get in positions of power. So that was the issue. And they wanted to hold us back and still keep us oppressed. So they created laws and things to get us in. And we still, even had to deal with racism and be and still be 10 times smarter than everybody else and get paid 10 times less. Okay? So that's important to understand. And no matter what you say, you ain't gonna make the victim the victimizer because he's talking about being victimized. Okay.
That's the first thing.
And then boom, right? And then understanding like, okay, this is some research. Tulsa, Oklahoma, right?
Research on that.
300 people killed. Businesses burnt down. Rosewood, Florida, 1,000 black people killed. Town burned down. No one arrested. OCO, Florida, 1920, 200 black people killed over voting rights. Businesses burnt down. 1898, Wilmington, North Carolina, 2,000 people murdered because of biracial government officials. So when you talk about that biracial sucker shit, when they had people that were biracial getting in government positions and making it more diverse, they killed the motherfuckers, murdered them because of a biracial political power structure in that town at the time. Morrisville, Louisiana, 1870. They used chemical weapons used to damage the water supply and then made that town, that zone, a buffer zone and took it over, right? 100 years later, they did the same thing in Reveltel Town, Louisiana. Chemical weapons used to damage water supply turned it into a buffer zone. Pierce City, Missouri. White mob killed 300 residents, destroying a black town. So these are things that we have to realize. No other person in the history of America, from the founding fathers to Donald punk ass Trump, has killed more people than white men.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no escaping that. Then the last point I want to say is America is a business, religion is a business, and the product is God. They use religion, they create systems, to empower them and disempower us. So we have to create systems to help us improve the most important areas of our life: money, love, family, purpose, institution development and ownership, business, community, industries, diamond, gold, printing, books, media, right? And technology, satellites. We should be doing space travel. What the fuck, the Russians in America and the Asians, we need to be black. I want to see a fucking Timberland boot on a spaceship and the motherfucker got a Yankee hat and for a NASA helmet. You know what I mean? And we got Tupac, 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 10 crack commandments. 1, 2, we out of here. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? We need to be building our own motherfucking spaceships, man.
Yo.
Fuck out of here. I mean, go ahead, Wolf. You was talking about this. You talking about this white love that you have, man.
Yo, white love. Wait, but Wolf, do you have a white uncle? Where the fuck did you just pull that from under your fitted? Like, yeah, Wolf.
Mixed people, sometimes people they mix and they damn near look ambiguous. Like you damn near can't. They can almost be like 3 different ethnicities.
No, they can't. 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 That's a watered down of watered down of watered down. So that's just what that is.
So do you look at if a black person?
Hold on. Let me just relax. I got kind of excited there for a second. Let me just.
If a black person mates with, say, an Asian person, anybody that other than a white person, is that still like? What do you think about that?
So it's a water down of a water down.
Yeah. What is it?
After how many water downs does it take where they officially not black anymore?
It doesn't even matter. You could the point is that's a rabbit hole, right? White people want to chase in our tail. It doesn't fucking matter, man. We ain't supposed to be dealing with white people at all. You know what I'm saying? And you made a mistake. That's it, man.
You made the mistake.
That's it, man.
That's it.
That's it, man. No disrespect.
Wolf loves black women.
If you a guy and somebody go on your booty hole, man, it's gone forever, man.
How do you feel when white people say you can't judge them for something their ancestors did?
You can judge them for something their ancestors did because they benefit today off of what their ancestors did through the system, through laws, through the societal acceptance of white privilege.
What if they're helping with their white privilege?
What are they standing
The
with
only
them?
way to help, the only way to help is to give up the money, shut the fuck up, and have empathy. That's it. You can't tell me how I'm supposed to feel. I still deal with racism. We still deal with this shit because of this is what it is, not going anywhere. It is evolved. Mm-hmm. It's clandestine. It is refined. It has expanded. Okay? When has America ever been great for black people? So to say make America great again, what does that feel like? That whole moniker, that whole slogan is diabolical.
It's an insult to us.
It's insensitive.
Look who made it.
Right? Now, if you saying make America great, that's different. Okay? You saying make America great again.
It's like,
well, the founding fathers were founding liars. Mm-hmm. The founding fathers, we found out that they was motherfucking liars.
Yeah.
Okay?
And they all
we were here before white people.
And they all had slaves.
We were here before white people. You know what's pyramids in America they don't talk about? We was here before every part of this planet. Black people was here first before anybody. So what you mean make America great again? You mean make it black again? That's what you mean? Yeah, I'm saying. So it is what it is. I'm saying. We ain't tripping though. Shout out to Wolf White family, man. No disrespect. I'm saying I know the type. I know the type. Socks with the sandals and locks, man. You fucking white bitches, man. You fucking white bitches, man.
The most.
He got urban outfit. He got urban outfitted socks on. Slippers from the thrift shop and dreads. He fucking white bitches, man. He fucking white bitches. He fucking white bitches.
He got a black queen.
He posted that beautiful black girl yesterday.
That was AI, man.
He got a black queen.
That was AI.
He got a black queen. That was just a disguise.
Yo, oh my God. Well, this episode is definitely...
that's a fact.
Before we get out of here, what do you want to leave the people with?
Only think about what you want. Forget about what you don't want. Never speak about what you don't have. How you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. Know who you are and who are you. You are a god. You are a goddess. We are the fathers and mothers of civilization. We are the scientists of life. And can this notion that black men, get the fuck out of here. You can't call yourself a queen without acknowledging a black man because we invented the term queen. You can't call yourself a goddess and not acknowledge black men because we invented the term goddess. Okay? So before you start throwing us under the bus, just do some research, do your due diligence, and you'll realize how much the fuck we love y'all.
Where they can find you at?
They know where the fuck to find me, man.
Tuck that shit, King.
And we're doing a 5K on Saturday.
Yeah, on the 20th. She got me running.
He's not gonna come.
No, I'm locked in.
He's not gonna come. He said, "How the fuck I'm supposed to run?" I said, "How the fuck?"
Nah, we locked in.
But you can't focus on what you can do. You just gotta do.
Oh yeah, and then the last thing I need to focus on. Remember the audio deal and the visual deal. Mm-hmm. So y'all need to start shopping and trying to figure it out. It's something called. I'm pretty sure Wolf knows about it. It's called B. I think it's BE. I think it's called BE. Yeah. I think that's the ancillary company under iHeartRadio because Universal Music Group used to have a company to give the audio deals, and I think that company got bought by iHeartRadio. So you start looking to reach out to iHeartRadio's corporate
to get the visual deals and
to get the audio deal.
Audio deals.
Yeah, and then you need to get an IPA, which is the intellectual property attorney, and have them start negotiating, try to find a point of contact with TikTok, with Instagram, with YouTube, so you can start to have conversations about getting these audio deals, right? Because ad revenue is what it is, and you need to understand how this business model works so you can build your own setup, because most people are not going to, most podcast places, they fall in, it's just fuck you, pay me. And it's not like, damn, we might have something here. Like I told Wolf, you know, the first time we did our episode, I was telling him like, yo, you got something special. So you can't stay stagnated. You got to keep evolving, keep learning the business.
You can follow me on Instagram, FOBC note, or the Blom and I see NYC each and every Wednesdays. We right back in.
This nigga is stupid. And make sure y'all buy tickets to his party, Pacific
Yo,
BK.
Pacific BK, September 26th, hosted by Diamond the Body.
Yes.